In this opportunity, me and my friend will do a presentation on the topic of micro and macroeconomics. But before we jump into the topic of discussion, I'm gonna introduce the member of the group first. So the first one is myself. My name is Krisna, and the second is Naufal, Rafi, Rahmadhani, and we are from Business Management Department. So alright, overview of the presentation. So in this presentation, we will discuss about what is micro and macroeconomics, the content and the scope, the purpose, and the last one is the effect of micro and macroeconomics on business. So the first topic about what is micro and macroeconomics is gonna explained by Naufal.
Thank you, Mother Krishna, for giving me an opportunity to discuss the first topic of the presentation, what is micro and macroeconomics. Economics focuses on the manufacture, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, and how people, organizations, government, and countries choose to allocate resources to obtain these goods and services. As with the study of all sciences, constructing the different sections makes it easier to understand. Economics can be divided by two parts, namely microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the behavior of consumer and companies and the determination of market prices and the quantity of the input factors, goods and service traded. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies how the economic as a whole, be it markets or other system, operates on large scales.
Now I'm going to discuss about the topic of the content and the scope of microeconomic and macroeconomics. So micro and macroeconomics have an important role to measure and analyze the rate of economic growth. Basically, microeconomics regulates economic behavior in terms of individuals such as households, firms, and market. Meanwhile, macroeconomics discuss about the structure, performance, behavior, and process of making economic policies at the national and international level. Next is component discussed. In microeconomics, there are several components which are discussed. First one is interaction in the good markets. Next one is interaction in the market for factors of production, and the last one is producer and consumer behavior. Meanwhile, in macroeconomics, discuss about economic stability, international economy, currency exchange rates, inflation, money circulation, and others. And next topic is economic agents. In microeconomics, there are producers and consumers such as households, communities, organizations, or companies. Meanwhile, in macroeconomics, there are household, companies, financial institutions, government, and other countries. Alright, the next topic is the purpose. The purpose of microeconomics focus on how to make choices to achieve efficiency in the use of economic resource and achieve maximum satisfaction. And meanwhile, the purpose of macroeconomics is to examine the influence of economic activities on economic condition on a national and international scales. Thank you. So the next topic is gonna be explained by Naufal.
In this last topic, I will discuss the impact of micro and macroeconomics on businesses. Why am I discuss the impact on businesses? Because me and Mother Krishna are the students majoring in business management. Micro and macroeconomics greatly affects businesses because businesses must use micro and macroeconomics principles to better understand their consumer behavior patterns in order to be successful and generate profits. As a prospective businessman, we must understand the impact of micro and macroeconomics on business. And the first impact is decision making. Large-scale external factors that cannot be controlled, such as competitors, change in interest rates, change in cultural preferences, weather phenomena, and changes in government regulation all play a role in influencing a company's business decisions, performance, and energy. And the second impact is economic cycle. Microeconomics is cyclical, just as positive influence and change promote progress. Higher levels of demand can trigger price increases, which in turn can affect the economy as households adopt linear budgets. And then, when supply begins to outpace demand, price may fall again, leading to further prosperity until the next cycle of supply and demand of the economy. And the third impact of micro and macroeconomics on businesses is cost of goods and services. Regardless of what businesses produce, the goal is usually to keep costs down in order to increase profits. In microeconomics theory, firms operate at the highest level of efficiency, with production decisions based on how maximum output can be achieved with a minimal additional cost. For example, if production is increased, the need for additional labor may arise, resulting in increased wage costs and a potential change in selling prices. In microeconomics, labor costs are usually the highest cost of a business. And the last impact is pricing decisions. In microeconomics, the price at which quantity supplied meets quantity demanded is known as equilibrium price. The price of a product or service that is decided will have an impact on the number of people who are willing to buy it. For example, setting a price above equilibrium does not necessarily mean greater profits, because fewer people choose to buy your product. Therefore, the price of the product must be within the budget of your target market. The conclusion of the material which we discussed earlier, microeconomics is more concerned with matters that are smaller in scope than macroeconomics. The scope is more specific, such as household and companies, while macroeconomics cover more complex issues. For example, is state finance. Both of them are branches of economics that are useful for regulating the economy of individuals, businesses, companies, and countries, such as in decision making, resource efficiency, market pricing, and economic growth. So those are some things that we can convey. Me and Madi Krishna would like to apologize if there are any mistakes on the delivery of the material. Thank you and goodbye.